The drama between Mary J. Blige and Diddy is real. The streets are buzzing with some wild news. Diddy just snitched on Mary, and now she's in full panic mode. Could it be true that Mary was actually Diddy's handler all along? With the feds closing in and accusations flying, the heat is on. Yo, the feds are not messing around with Diddy and his crew right now. They just threw Mary J. Blige into the mix as one of his alleged freak-off associates.
Somebody put this song. That's his son. Yeah.
Claiming she helped him set up other women and forced them into these freaky situations. Things are heating up fast, and it looks like Diddy's trial is on the horizon since the feds are starting to name names. Diddy and Mary J have had a pretty strange relationship for a long time, and now it seems we might finally get the real scoop on why. Rumor has it that she might have helped Diddy pimp out Aaliyah to Jay-Z, and there are whispers that she knows more about Aaliyah's death than we ever realized. The receipts for these claims are coming in hot, and the feds have a lot to back up their allegations. It's becoming clearer by the day that Diddy is watching his circle shrink while his public image is taking a nosedive. Things are looking rough because people who used to ride or die for him are jumping ship left and right. Nobody wants to go down with him in this mess, and now even Mary is trying to distance herself. It's not shocking, but the speed at which she's doing it definitely raises some eyebrows, especially since the FBI is sniffing around her business. Mary has always acted like she and Diddy were as tight as ever, like a ride-or-die duo. If you thought Diddy and Jay-Z were close, Diddy and Mary J were practically glued at the hip. They've been tight since the early 90s, with Diddy producing her debut album, What's the 411? We're talking about a friendship that's older than a lot of us. Diddy has always given her her flowers, praising her as one of the greatest storytellers in R&B. He said she paved the way for women everywhere to speak their truth, calling her a pioneer in hip-hop soul. But back in the late 90s to early 2000s, things got rocky between them. They had a messy falling out and barely spoke for a few years. Eventually, Mary took responsibility for their split, admitting she was a total mess back then and couldn't keep her life together, let alone maintain their friendship or work relationship. She owned up to her struggles, saying, "Any smart business person would have moved away from me." She realized she wasn't delivering in the way Diddy needed, and that's why he seemed distant. After Diddy forgave her, they smoothed things over and returned to being best friends like nothing ever happened. It looked like everything was cool. But now Mary is doing a complete 180, acting like they weren't as close as we all thought. She's claiming she cut ties with him a long time ago, and people are definitely raising eyebrows at the timing. It seems like she's trying to distance herself now that Diddy's life is unraveling. With lawsuits piling up and serious accusations against him, plus the feds circling with potential RICO charges, Diddy is basically sitting on a volcano. And if you know anything about RICO, you know the feds are coming for everyone even remotely connected to him, which could lead to serious trouble for them, too. Diddy's lawyers are coming for the feds, claiming they've launched a full-blown hunt against him. They issued a statement saying this unexpected ambush, combined with a well-orchestrated media blitz, is leading to a rush to judgment against Diddy. They argue it's just a witch hunt based on baseless accusations from civil lawsuits, emphasizing that there hasn't been any finding of criminal or civil liability regarding these claims. They insist that Mr. Combs is innocent and is ready to fight daily to clear his name. But the feds aren't playing games with Diddy. They've been detaining people close to him left and right, including his sons, Justin and Christian, who even ended up in handcuffs during a raid. It wasn't just them. Two of Diddy's trusted assistants also got arrested. To make matters worse, his alleged supplier, Brendan Paul, was picked up at Miami International Airport for carrying some seriously suspicious stuff. Since then, Brendan Paul has gone completely off the radar. It felt like a storm was brewing, and everyone sensed something big was coming. Those RICO charges were looming heavily, and Mary J. Blige seemed to read the writing on the wall, quickly distancing herself from the drama. She didn't hesitate, posting a cryptic message on Instagram about how a lot of people met her when she had no boundaries and was a people pleaser. She emphasized that she knows how to burn bridges when necessary. It's clear she's trying to steer clear of those potential RICO charges. What's wild is that Mary J. Blige made these moves before the feds arrested Diddy and dropped those shocking indictment documents. Those documents revealed that Diddy allegedly used influential people in his circle to facilitate his freak-offs, pressuring women into those situations. The indictment stated that Diddy and his associates wielded their power and status to intimidate, threaten, and lure women under the guise of romantic relationships. They reportedly used force, threats, and coercion to engage women with male commercial workers. In case anyone didn't know how serious this situation is, Diddy has been denied bail, not just once or twice, but 3 times. Even after offering a staggering $50 million for bail, he hasn't had any luck. Reports say that his lawyers proposed a bail arrangement involving a $50 million bond co-signed by his mother, sister, the mother of his oldest daughter, and his 3 adult sons. They even suggested that the bond be backed by the equity in Diddy's residence, which is valued at around $48 million. To prepare for the bail hearing scheduled for August 20th, 2024, Diddy paid off the remaining mortgage on his home to secure the bond. The document also stated that the bond would be secured by the equity of his mother's home, located in Miami. They're planning to restrict Diddy's travel to specific areas, including the Southern District of Florida and New York, mainly for court appearances and medical appointments. Diddy had submitted his passport to the authorities back in April, and he even offered to turn in his mother's and daughter's passports. When it came to protecting his family, he wasn't holding back. Even his children's passports were surrendered after the raids on Diddy's homes. With all this going down, it's no wonder Mary J. Blige made such a swift change in her relationship with Diddy. But it gets even wilder. Rumors have emerged that Diddy allegedly coerced Mary into a relationship, leading to her getting pregnant and then forcing her to terminate the pregnancy. Reports say Diddy wasn't exactly gentle about it, allegedly putting hands on her and even making her use a strap-on for his pleasure. Mary has hinted at the trauma she faced, stating in an interview that she prefers her freedom and has no intention of having kids of her own, indicating how deeply those experiences affected her. Yet despite all the alleged drama, Mary J. Blige remained tight with Diddy for a long time. Here's the twist. Mary J. Blige stuck by Diddy even after all the drama. So what's causing this sudden change? Word on the street is that the feds might have her in their sights. Apparently, they've uncovered some shady stuff from her past, and now she's trying to distance herself from Diddy. This wouldn't be too surprising since reports are swirling that multiple insiders are snitching on Diddy in exchange for immunity, and Mary could be one of them. Rumor has it that the feds are threatening to wrap her up in the RICO charges unless she spills the tea on Diddy and shares whatever dirt she has. But that's not all. They're also allegedly considering bringing her up on sex-related charges. For those who don't know, Mary had a relationship with singer Danny Boy when he was just 16 and she was 24, and that's starting to haunt her. Recently, Danny opened up about their past during an interview, reminiscing about how they got close back in 1995 after the Source Awards. He described how he, Mary, and a few others, including Diddy's baby mama, Misa Hilton, were invited to a party. They were chilling, having some drinks and just enjoying the vibe when he thought the night was winding down.
And they went out to the limousine, went to get in the car, and the same guy kind of just basically upped on Jake. Jake was a big, tall dude. And he upped on him and shot him. And I think Jake died several days later, if I'm not mistaken.
The 95 Source Awards, take me through the entire day leading up to that award show.
I think we had just done a video or something, and after this video...
But then he got a call to come to another room because someone wanted to meet him. When he arrived, it was just Mary and Misa hanging out. Danny revealed that Mary got pretty flirty with him, resting her head on his lap and getting all touchy-feely. Things escalated quickly, and they ended up hooking up. But that wasn't the end of it. Danny claims it turned into a full-blown affair. Mary even flew him to New York from Orlando, making him think he was her main man while she was simultaneously involved with Tupac. Since Danny was still underage at the time, what happened between him and Mary falls into the realm of statutory sexual assault, which could land her in serious trouble. The streets are buzzing that the feds discovered this during their investigation, and it somehow ties back to Diddy, especially with Misa being in the room that night. It's not looking good for anyone involved, which makes a lot more sense about why Mary suddenly flipped on Diddy and allegedly started spilling tea to the feds. She might be trying to save herself from facing RICO charges or worse, considering those sexual assault accusations. And if that's not messy enough, there are reports that Mary knows exactly what happened to Aaliyah. Aaliyah tragically passed away in a plane crash at the peak of her career, and for years, there have been whispers that her death might have involved more than just a tragic accident. She was in the Bahamas filming a music video, but what many don't know is that she wasn't supposed to be there at all. The video shoot was initially set for Florida, but on the day of the shoot, director Hype Williams decided to move everything to the Bahamas without even consulting Aaliyah. Once they wrapped up early in the Bahamas, there was no transportation ready to take them back to Florida. Aaliyah reached out to her friend, Lenny Kravitz, who kindly offered his private jet for her return. However, Hype reportedly stepped in, forbidding her from boarding Lenny's jet, claiming he had arranged other travel for her and the crew. When the flight Hype organized finally came, it was way too small for Aaliyah and her entire crew, leading to an overloaded plane situation. To make things worse, the pilot was reportedly high at the time. Aaliyah sensed something was off and initially refused to board the plane. However, some reports suggest she was given a sedative and carried onto the plane unconscious. Tragically, it wasn't long after takeoff that the overloaded plane crashed, killing Aaliyah and everyone on board. Mary J. Blige has always spoken about Aaliyah's death with a deeper meaning, even suggesting that it was a spiritual murder and hinting that there's more to the story than what we've been told. People have been in tune with Mary and her story for quite some time now, it seems. Aaliyah's passing still feels like yesterday. I remember watching the interview with Mary on 106 and Park. It always felt off when she died, but we all knew why. At the end of the day, Mary J. Blige's sudden shift away from Diddy is raising eyebrows, especially with the feds allegedly breathing down her neck. With whispers of past secrets surfacing and insiders snitching left and right, it's clear this story is far from over. What's really going on behind the scenes? Could Mary's connection to Aaliyah's tragic death play a role in all this? We want to hear from you. What do you think about Mary's decision to distance herself from Diddy? Do you believe she has dirt to spill? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to check out our next video for the latest scoop.